Good morning, friends. You are most welcome to Think Eyes channel. Today we are going to discuss practicing anthropology by MAAN IGNOU, and our topic is capacity development, in which we are going to discuss role played by anthropologists in capacity development. Let us begin the topic. Anthropologists have always been involved in capacity development in one form or the other. For example, anthropologists are associated with training and research institutes connected with indigenous issues and communities in different states. They train government officials and elected representatives, also working in tribal areas. Administrative officers are trained or oriented in basics of anthropology on various aspects of culture and society, as this can help them associate with people closely to understand their problems and find solutions. Such orientations are being given by none other than people with anthropological training or background. It is also observed that anthropologists who work in grassroots organizations offer training to participatory bodies like SHG self-help groups or thrift groups, members of local self-government organizations, etc. Thus, we find anthropologists involved in training and preparation of training material for those who have to deal with people of other cultures, people of other cultures. They are equipped to do this because of their cross cultural experience and cultural sensitivity. For example, soldiers going to fight in foreign lands are oriented about other cultures and proper conduct in dealing with people in various situations. In fact, to probe further, anthropologists have played a distinct role since the very inception of the concept of applied anthropology. They have made themselves available to public development and their capacities as experts offering knowledge. During the colonial times, anthropologists have worked with the help of government funding to research and provide information to the administration for better initiatives for the people. Though, of course, the main purpose was the establishment of administration of power in colonies, however, during such intervention, they used to provide information to government during framing of policies and plans and gave suggestions on the creation of tribal charters and constitutions. This brought an insider's perspective on effects of policies which can help build their capacity. Anthropologists at this time were hence employed by the government for such works. This actually gave a formal status to the discipline of practicing or applied anthropology. Another interventions by anthropologists during this time was in the form of conducting research in the field where they went and lived with communities to collect information regarding them. Such field research was funded by the government at that time not only to help anthropologists collect information but also to train the communities and help them understand the importance of modernization. Such training ventures were no doubt directed at the capacity development of these communities and were financially supported by government. Anthropologists were also employed as consultants in the military, foreign office, colonial office for providing colonial service training. They were even involved as liaisons with the War Relocation Authority. The training given by anthropologists to these persons helped them understand the people they were going to rule or were ruling. In all such training endeavors, the anthropologist aimed at capacity development of these people to help them understand the culture of various communities and respect them. The most directed the most direct shot at capacity development was taken when anthropologists took to action research methodology in applied research. The action research was practice oriented, had problem solving emphasis, where research finally translated into strategic planning and action. This became the most important goal of practicing anthropologist at capacity development till date. Action research in its present evolved participatory form PAR has become one of the best methodologies employed by practicing anthropology for capacity development. We will now discuss how a practicing anthropologist can carry out capacity development which will help him to work better in organization and institutions. When a practitioner has an individual shares his knowledge, skills, and attitudes with others, or when his capacities become embedded in group activities and processes, it can be said that he becomes a part of the group's capacity. And when individuals and groups capacities are widely shared among the organization's members and become incorporated into the institution's culture, strategies, structures, management systems, and operating procedures, they become institutional or organizational capacities. Thus, the capacity development of a practitioner and his organization is interconnected. A practitioner can use the following soft skills for capacity development at any level. Communication. Among many things, communication can mean the act of expressing ideas and knowledge. It almost goes without saying that communication lies at the root of all human development. Communication permeates all aspects of our personal and professional lives. It is the key to having positive having positive interactions and to building and maintaining favorable relationships. It is extremely necessary to have the quality to communicate and also to put across its meaning. Meaningful communication means getting information out to particular audiences, listening to their feedback, and responding appropriately. This is very vital for capacity development of a practitioner and the organization he is a part of. Training on understanding others and increasing communication effectiveness can be very helpful in broadening the skills of a practicing anthropologist. It is often seen that much of what one tries to communicate and others try to communicate to us gets misunderstood. This causes conflict and frustration in professional work. With effective communication skills, practitioners can better connect with friends and co workers. With effective and meaningful communication, the practicing anthropologist working in health, education, or any other public or private sector can build consensus through raising public understanding and generating well informed dialogue among stakeholders, improving capacity at all levels. Thus, for a practitioner and his organization, the communication skills and strategies are a critical ingredient in his ability to survive, thrive, and develop his capacity. Next topic is networking. Networking may be understood as an aiding system which disperses skills, knowledge, and information among persons and groups who share common pursuits. It is considered one of the most effective ways for capacity development. Most networking begins through casual everyday conversation. Through networking, a practicing anthropologist can learn about career opportunities, specific organizations, institutions, and industries. Professionals already working in the fields that interest a practitioner are typically the best source of this type of information. They can offer specific inside views that cannot be duplicated. He can be connected to others present in their network, the ones who can already facilitate extra help or support. One way to do this by One way to do this is by information interview, in which a practitioner has the opportunity to explore his field of interest through a structured, longer conversation with someone already working in that field. Information interviewing is therefore a part of the networking procedure. Recently, online networking has caught up with the emergence of social and professional networking sites. The practitioners now have greater access to professionals in a wide range of fields. The profile created online for such networking should establish a professional image. Such an online profile should contain appropriate data related to what is being looked for in terms of jobs and internship. Other relevant information can be study, internship or work experiences and extracurricular activities. It is best to exclude personal information such as marital status, religion, ethnicity, etc. Also, while connecting with the context through an online networking system, one's message should be error free. Thus, through networking, any practitioner can collect information on a particular function, industry, or geographic area to improve his skill set required for his profession. Networking helps in finding out the loose ends in his own organization after having conversed with different people associated to similar functional areas and industries. This will ultimately improve his potential, performance, or capacity. More on networking as a process is discussed in section 2.5. Next is negotiation. Negotiation can be defined as a channel of communication between people and interest groups which aims to arrive at an arrangement or bargain with the help of talks. It can be applied to nearly every aspect of our life. Many times we do not even know that we are doing it for an understanding, resolving point of difference, or gaining advantage in the outcome of dialogue. Our lives and work are designed as such that we survive through relationships, cooperations, and interdependencies. As we negotiate with people or groups to achieve what we desire, we can say that negotiations is a process. It is a process which starts at the very beginning when we embark upon to satiate any pursuit and ends in an arrangement that perfectly fulfills our concerns completely. Negotiations is an intrinsic part of business ventures, non governmental organizations, government agencies, legal dealings, etc. among countries and nations, and thus it is important for a practitioner to learn various negotiations approaches for capacity development. In the work environment, every associated party, be it an individual or a group, attempts to negotiate to acquire an improvement. By the time the process comes to an end, the practitioner can use negotiation as persuasive communications, getting others do what he wants them to do. Here it is required for the practitioner to use all his communication skills, knowledge, insight, diplomacy, and tact. For a practicing anthropologist, negotiations provides him an opportunity to solve the problem, an opportunity to solve a problem in collaboration with a partner. The practitioner should look at negotiation as a shared problem. The practitioner should look at negotiation as a shared problem and strive to solve it collectively with the stakeholders. A good negotiation, well played, can leave a practitioner feeling fulfilled and rewarded and can develop the capacity of his organization to survive and fulfill its mission. Facilitation: the way by which groups can be facilitated to perform completely and efficiently can be termed as facilitation. Facilitation is more required when persons from different experiences, surroundings, interests, and proficiencies work alongside each other. Groups who are involved in taking decisions or are occupied in any planning processes should employ a trained facilitator to make the process more effective and effortless for all concerned. A practicing anthropologist as a facilitator manages the meeting structures, not content. He has the responsibility of helping the group or organization clarify its goal or desired outcomes. Sometimes these involvements are seen as the practitioner helping the group change directions and redefine its goals and desired outcomes. He, as a facilitator, can assist the group concentrate its resources on any assignment or mission and can also put forward ways of working in the form of methods and ideas. He helps find win-win situations and solutions. He helps find win-win solutions. Communication skills described above are critical for a practitioner working as a facilitator. A practicing anthropologist with facilitation can keep the meetings focused on the subject of discussion or on dealing with the problem at hand. This will increase the capacity of employees to handle their concern fruitfully. Practitioners with facilitation can also manage the process in the organization, providing neutral perspective, moving meetings along in a timely manner, and thus helping in the capacity development of the organization. With the capacity developed, the organization will better fulfill their core functions and achieve their goals. Leadership. Leadership is the ability to lead, guide, direct, or influence people. It is the ability to bring like minded people together to get remarkable things done. The notion of leadership arose from the fact that human beings are social beings and thus have the instinct to build hierarchies. Someone has to be in charge, share a vision, and lead others towards goals. A leader is supposed to have some generic leadership traits like enthusiasm, integrity, toughness, fairness, warmth, humility, confidence, etc. In any organization, the leader meets the needs and values of the followers and groups. Practicing the principle of leadership means to act rather than to react. The practicing anthropologist can use these leadership skills in defining the task, planning, brief, controlling, and evaluating. As a leader, the practitioner assists and helps people in the achievement of a common mission. He also defines a direction for the task. The practitioner not only takes orders for assigned roles and responsibilities, but he also takes the initiatives and responsibilities. At the end of the day, he becomes accountable for the outcomes of his task. A practitioner as a leader motivates his employee, keeping them on task and thus developing their capacity. Leadership depends on relationship building. A practitioner becomes a leader through his ability to build relationships among employees, customers, investors, and any other stakeholders, thus developing their capacity. The practitioner uses his emotional intelligence to handle relationship with his employee. Emotional intelligence includes the ability to understand and work with what another person is feeling. For example, the person's stress level. As a leader, when a practitioner relieves the employees of their everyday life stress, it results in productive employees with increased capacity. As their leader, he lets his employees know how much he values their contributions. He provides a safe and appealing work environment. Safety in the workplace includes both physical safety and emotional well being. Caring enough to provide an attractive, safe working environment and putting the needs of his employee ahead of his own needs bring about the capacity development of the employee and the organization. Organizing skills. When we arrange things or objects in a particular order by following instructions, we can call this organizing. To take it a step further, when we arrange the same in the precise method by using our skills, it is called organizing skills. Here we are referring to the organizing skills in various workplaces of practitioners, which is essentially a management function. Organizational skills is one of the most important job skills which a practitioner must possess or possess. Organizational skills is one of the most important job skills which a practitioner must possess. Through this skill, the practitioner organizes the work of their employees for their capacity development. The kinds of organizing skills that are needed in the workplace are all purpose strategizing, time controlling, ground working, scheduling, organizing assets, and finishing tasks on or before the time limits. It may also include allocating duties, dividing these duties into different branches, and also distributing responsibilities with power and of resources throughout the organization. Organizing skills also help practitioner to stay organized so that he can manage his timekeeping, his workplace clutter free, prioritize projects, thus bringing about the capacity development of the organization. Most organizations prefer professionals who are organized and focused on the projects at hand. The practitioner's general organizing skills help him to organize the work of employees, like to keep them busy, arrange files, etc. One of the most important organizing skills is the ability to meet deadlines and use time wisely. Here, the practitioner should have the ability to prioritize tasks and delegate them properly. To finish particular work on time or meeting a target necessitates time management skills. This on its own is a noteworthy organizational skill. The work of a practitioner is many times centered on certain projects that must be completed within a specific time period. With good organization skills, the practitioner divides the project into many different tasks. Scheduling is also taken to be another important organizing skills. The practitioner in charge can assign a particular time period to conduct given tasks or duties to specific employees. One more important organizing skills in the workplace is coordinating resources. The practitioner needs to coordinate both internal and external resources. The organizing skills discussed above aids in the capacity development of the organization. Elements of capacity development. Capacity development not only increases the potential of practitioners but it also helps them to work better in organizations. Following are some recognized elements of capacity development which helps the practicing anthropologist to work better in organizations and institutions. Collaborations and networking. In the simplest term, collaboration is the act of working together to accomplish more than any one person or organization can do alone. Here, two or more people or organizations work together to realize shared goals. Collaboration is based on the principle that if we do something together, we can do it better. Collaboration is used to gather the ideas, intelligence, data knowledge, awareness, and of course, skills of many team members together so as to give more efficacy or efficiency as compared to the efficacy of individual team members. This helps in bringing forth the best in the group and assisting in attaining better base. It aids to increasing everyone's capacities as a whole. Practicing anthropologists make collaboration to multiply each other's strengths to produce a result that no party could have achieved alone. Collaboration only results in better competencies. Every member works towards the main mutually aimed at goals and purposes. The result is we did it together. While working collaboratively, members may share ideas and data, which will also aid in the quest of their own individual research objectives. Collaboration is an essential requirement for practitioners to compete in the global arena. In order to stay ahead of the curve, the practicing anthropologist needs to define the rules of collaboration, build trust in new ways, collaborate in virtual environments, and partner with those who help make it happen. A collaboration, to be a strong one, requires that the relationship built between the core members is based on trust. This will surely facilitate towards the fulfillment of their shared goals. Collaboration is a methodical way of moving from idea to action. The practitioner section research is greatly benefited by it. It is not only the people but also the organization which learns and gains knowledge in the process of achieving goals, and they are needed to complement each other. In fact, this combined attempt brings out better achievements. The support of an organization encourages individuals to function at a continuous elevated level of imagination, which in turn builds the actual strength and aptitude of the group. For collaboration to actually work, all group members should be given that bit of individuality and freedom which will support in acquiring the goal. At the same time, all members should possess a powerful sense of dedication so that these individual freedoms can be used for working towards a common notion and goal. Network is a group or system of interconnected people or things. Here we are concerned about a network of people who exchange information and contacts for professional, business network or social network purposes. Networking is the process that fosters the exchange of information and ideas among individuals or groups that share a common interest. It may fall into one of two categories: social networking or business networking. Social networking is a grouping created out of individuals divided into particular groups for a common intention. When website internet is used for social networking, it is called online social networking. Such websites are termed social sites. These social sites work through an online group of internet surfers. These groups of people shared with each other their common interests like hobbies, religion, social activism, politics, ways of living, etc. After a formal registration, access in after a formal registration access is granted to a social networking site, the website allows the user to socialize. Socializing on such internet social networking sites starts with going through the profile pages of members who are already there, and if there is any commonality, if there is any commonality found, even going ahead and getting in touch with them. An apt example of a social networking site is Facebook. On the other hand, a business networking site on the internet purely deals with creating and maintaining professional relationships which will help in improving one's career and job prospect. Here, sharing of information between individuals and groups or institutions is completely to do with discussion or exchange on concerns related to occupation, and business relationship between such groups are purely platonic. An apt example for such a business networking group is LinkedIn. The practicing anthropologist can practice networking events within his professional organizations. This can link him up with other bodies to stage a joint event. It builds a supportive system of sharing information and services among practitioners having a common interest. Business networking has received a tremendous boost in participation thanks to the burgeoning burgeoning popularity of business networking sites such as LinkedIn. The advantages of networking have already been discussed above. Language skills. We all know what language is, but for the purpose of textual clarity, we may define language as something which is used to characterize what is spoken or written by us as a means to communicate, but to speak or use language in a way to impress, influence, and inspire others is a skill. Language skill starts in an individual's life when he is still an infant learning the nuisance of speaking. Language is as much a social process as it is technical, so that language fluidity develops meaningfully. Children must be allowed to converse socially as much as possible. Socially conversing would include interaction with family, teachers, peers, mentors, etc., wherein there should be involvements like participating, reflecting, understanding, and concentrating. Four language skills recognized are listening, speaking, reading, writing. When we learn a language, it is the above four skills we learn. It must be noted that we usually learn to listen first, then to speak, then to read, and finally to write. These four language skills are needed for effective communication. Effective communication is a fundamental part of all professions a practicing anthropologist undertakes. Hence, a practicing anthropologist needs to develop his language skills for entry into or advancement within a profession. It is a fact that employers look for and accordingly rank a prospective employee on the basis of the language skill he may possess. It is an eligibility. It is an eligibility that they seek while taking into consideration candidates where the need for use of language skills is a must. With a good language skills, the practitioner cannot only demonstrate his competence in his profession. With a good language skill, the practitioner can not only demonstrate his competence in his profession but the ability to communicate his knowledge, explaining his problem solving methods, and asking incisive questions. The solution to successful interaction lie in creating diverse language necks like building concepts, designing strategies, situation or situating, and developing enough support resources and adjusting these resources in a comprehensible way. Language skills open up a whole world of opportunities while career in interpretation and translation is one excellent profession. The practitioner can apply language skills in an enormous range of careers because communication is any employer's number one requirement. A practitioner with good language skills can automatically adjust this use of language to suit the context and the people he is with, altering his conversational style to take account of differing communication demands.